Afternoon, Ulu. Elidibus is my friend now. We're having soft tacos later. I'm just saying, maybe secretly Elidibus is like a triple agent, and he's actually working for Heidelin or something. Totally. He's a good friend. I have nothing to worry about. Yes, I know I haven't been on my homeworld in a while. I don't have a house or anything to keep up with, though, so it doesn't matter. Where are we going now? We're talking to... I think I have to go to the pendants? Right. Yeah. Alpha! Master Novice, will you be venturing forth today? Do be sure to take care if so. They said that the star shower was harmless. Though they say the star shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I can see it's not for me to tell the Warrior of Darkness how to look after himself. Old habits, you understand. How very opportune. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? Wonderful. I want to thank you for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tales set the record straight. Finally, people see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is in the case of Ardbert. You too are surprised to see him, I think. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all, but I can see the effect his words had on those around me, and the stars raining down from the sky, and you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude, so here I am. Thank you for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to the rightful place in history. Should you perhaps wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only say the word. What can you tell me about the Warriors of Light? I beg your pardon? You wish to ask me about the Warriors of Light? Forgive me, but I dare say you already know more about them than any living soul, save for Ardbert himself, of course. Unless you refer to the Warriors of Light more broadly. If so, I may yet be able to assist you in some small way. I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up relevant texts. Pray join me at your earliest convenience. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Do not let me keep you, sir. I bid you a pleasant day. So, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I asked this question before. They're saying, like, oh, you have to see a star shower in order to get the echo, because it, like, awakens your hidden Asian PTSD. But, like, I was under the impression that we got the echo when we found that random crystal during, like, one of our first class quests when, like, an Ascian summoned a golem or whatever. Unless the implication is we got the Echo because we were present during the calamity with Bahamut, in which case that still doesn't make sense because we're an immigrant and we weren't in Eorzea when that happened. So, like, They talk like, oh yeah, you got the Echo because you saw a star shower. I do not remember a star shower, and I'm not sure if it's just been too long, or if it was just, like, glossed over. The crystal triggered the Echo, and Bahamut gave you the Echo, except you already had the Echo in 1.0 apparently. But, like, triggered it for the first time. Yeah, but, like, my only issue, like, I think it makes sense saying that Bahamut gave it to me, but, like, we didn't live in Eorzea at the start of the game. We're an immigrant from some unnamed location that is first coming to Limsa/Gridania/Ul'dah for the first time. Also, if you're saying that Bahamut gave everyone the Echo because he made them relive the final days, why doesn't, like, everyone in Eorzea has it? You know, that instance, the Echo is triggered by a star shower, however, in 2.0 it's triggered by the first crystal of light. Did Bahamut, like, Bahamut only really affected Eorzea, right? Because, Louis Suave was able to contain him, or defeat him, before he, like, spread to areas beyond Eorzea. Like, they don't mention the Bahamut attack anywhere in, like, Yangsha or anything. And yeah, like, I think it just brings, like, it's just weird. It's just a little bit off. But then the other thing is, so if you're saying, if we do take, like, okay, Bahamut triggered the Echo, Elidibus did a random illusion of a star shower, and that awakened in the Echo in supposedly everybody who was watching. I don't think Maren has the Echo. Bahamut has nothing to do with the Echo. Okay. So it was just you saw a random star shower. In which case, why don't more people have the Echo? Like, when a star shower happens, it's not like... So, like, a whole bunch of people got the Echo in 1.0, and I got the Echo in 1.0. I just wasn't in Eorzea. Everyone in Eorzea sleeps at night. I guess it's instead, except adventurers, I guess. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Because, yeah, I'm like, why don't more people have it if it's literally just, oh, you see some shooting stars, you get the Echo. The implication is everyone that Elidibus showed that to just has the Echo now, but Maren isn't mentioning that he has the Echo. So I'm like, I don't know. Again, this is possibly stuff that they talk about later, but there's just some things that are confusing because I didn't remember the circumstances around which my main character got the Echo. Excellent timing. I have at this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As many great works make reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. Warriors of Light, you say? Forgive us, we couldn't help overhearing. We've been keeping our watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So, I thought I'd spend some time brushing up on my knowledge of familiars, and having Alphino volunteered to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? Of course then, the more the merrier. If you would care to find a table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. We're one to pore over the annals of Rantic history. One would note the comparative frequency of occurrence of individuals hailed as the Warrior of Light. Our Bert and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name a few, there was Toldwill, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodford and Sollard, the fabled Drawn and Galgent duo of Verbert, and no list of the Varandic heroes would seem complete without the Archmage Tiuna of Ronka. In older texts, she too was called a Warrior of Light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. To try and explain it as fast as possible, multiple people have the echo. However, during the events of Dalude and Cardinal, people lost the memory of the Warriors of Light due to a number of contrivances that basically means people who knew they existed but don't remember their faces. The Warriors of Light were created by the Star Shower that Hydaelyn conjured to get the Path of the 12 started, so we wouldn't all die when Bahamut would escape from his prison. Okay. And then just, like, the people who were the Warriors of Light in 1.0 forgot that they were Warriors of Light? Would an implication be that I was one of the Warriors of Light in 1.0? If this is if I'm asking questions about stuff I do not know yet, if I'm asking questions about stuff that is revealed later that I don't know about, you don't need to specify. The 1.0 players have some... So, like, if you were a 1.0 player, you actually have different dialogue in this game? That's neat. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past, it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the Flood, however, the light came to be regarded with fear, the title used not to exalt but to revile. Far cry from its beginnings. This, my friends, is Norvrant's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggle between good and evil. That's OG Warrior of Light Final Fantasy 1 boy. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesied hero rose to deliver the world from doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself a soldier, and thus a foot soldier, and thus did he become known as the Warrior of Light. Curiously, centuries that followed, other heroes appear to claim the selfsame epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, the Warrior of Light came to be a name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Either 1.0 characters would be returned via Louis' magic after the Calamity, or a new Warrior of Light would come via carriage to a major city. Either way, the events of AR would happen, things would play out the same. Well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warrior of Light is also used in the source. Though the means in which individuals have earned it are many and varied, heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any sign of dying out, as you can well attest. Does make you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Yes, Maren, more importantly, Maren, I want you to tell me the history of Triple Triad. Explain to me how Triple Triad exists here. Let's imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Heidelin's voice. As she styles him, too does he style himself, a warrior of light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely, there will have been no few heroes who were not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses who over time came to use warrior of light and the word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in other worlds, if crossing the rift were that easy. Heidelin did call me a warrior of light. She did? I've never heard her voice myself, but I can feel her presence, perhaps through Minfilia. At any rate, assuming all of this is true, and there's a common thread behind the epithet, I doubt the Asians will have been amused. To have the world at large associate light, and by extension Heidelin, with good, must have added insult to injury. While this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I be privy to it? Mayhap it would be better if I excused myself? Oh no, no need for that, friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson in the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Ooh, did someone say the Warriors of Light? Rikitio, are you alright? Ah, my precious tomes. Did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? You too, Arky, Airwell. We're sorry, Master Moren. Yeah, he was like, yeah, there was when they're talking freely about like, oh, hey, we come from another world, and also you're a warrior of light. Like, Moren's like, I don't think I'm supposed to know any of this. The warrior of darkness? My name's Rikitio, and I want to help everyone. Please tell me what I have to do to be a hero and a warrior of light. This is beyond my scope. I'm just a librarian. Setting aside our misgivings, it would seem churlish to discourage the young lady. Let's hear what she has to say. No harm done to the children, at least. Even children want to become warriors of light. Do you remember me? When you returned from the sea with the Exarch, I asked you how you became so strong. Oh, you're the guy. Sorry we knocked over the books. The children's inquisitiveness is to be commended, but my precious tomes. So I want to be a warrior of light, but not one that fights with a sword and all that. I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people, an apothecary. I'm gonna help everyone in the Crystarium, no, in all of Norvrant. When I told Arkil and Earwell this, they said that the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. This place is so big, and we don't have the faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not gonna get anywhere. If one knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treats on potions here. Even so, I fear they may prove a little difficult for one so young. Esteemed warrior of darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Rikitio to Spagurix? Rather than through tomes, I believe she stands to learn more by observing the Chirurgeons at work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we're finished here, so we'll come with you. I'll have you know that I'm really fast. You're gonna be the rotten egg. Where are we going? Over here. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce this. I don't think it's Spagarix. These medicines work really well. I just wish they didn't taste so bad. After you finished helping Riki, could you help us become warriors of light? Right, I'm here. What do I do? What do I do? See her eyes shine, my friend? They made her day. Ascian machination or no, it wouldn't do to dash the dreams of one so young. The Exarch would feel the same, I believe. Warrior fights with potions. It's certainly innovative. I prefer a blade myself, but each their own. It appears there aren't so many patients at the moment. I only pray that such peaceful days continue. Well, now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? Is that the way of it, sweetie? You used to learn about medicine? That's right, I want to be a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Spudgeric, apparently. Okay. Spudgeric. Spudgeric? Well, it's a very notable endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. Not a few of infirmary yearn to venture forth as a warrior of light, but ultimately they've all decided not to pursue that dream. Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, the artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life, and the young Zaku who are the future of the Crystarium. They couldn't simply abandon them, you see, and so difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Does that mean my dream isn't any good? Sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you pursue it. If we work hard, the day will come when our Cabarusians may set forth and aid the world, aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope that we can rely on you as well, though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. That's the spirit. Without further ado, then, may I entrust you with the task? I have placed an order at Sweet Seed for a potion ingredient, and I would like you to go and collect it. An ingredient? Leave it to me, miss! Such an abundance of energy, though I can't but wonder if she'll be alright by herself. My apologies. Would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at Sweet Seed, speak to a woman named Gracine. She will point you in the right direction. She'll join you as the one who suggested this course to Rikitio. I would assist in her first steps. What about you two? You coming along too? We do want to be warriors of light, just not the same kind as Riki. So we'll wait for you here, warrior of darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Reen and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Oh. Where am I going? Ethernet. Is there a... None of the points here are actually that close. I guess I'll just walk. this way? I don't think I've been on this side of the Crystarium before. If it isn't the Warrior of Darkness himself, may I assume that you're with Master Alphinaud? Right, lest you wonder, Chesimil's orders for grapes. As busy as we have been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So, with apologies, I asked Master Alphinaud and his young companion to help themselves with the fruits and the vines. Perhaps you could lend them a hand? It's the undersized grapes you want to pick. They are too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. Are these small enough? There you are. Turns out the ingredient still wants for harvesting, so we're going about that now. You're here too? We're picking grapes. It's quite fun. You picked this many already? Amazing! I dare say we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to Chesimil? I just noticed she's got a little stump of a tail. I can't wait to see what she's gonna do with them. Tell me, Riki, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Why? Well, a while ago I fell sick, like really sick. My body was burning up and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. And then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink, and it was the foulest thing I ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave, the apothecary, I mean. She went around taking care of people even when it was dangerous, and I decided I wanted to help people just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends, but I didn't really know what I was doing or if there was anything else I could do. Then not long ago, a neighbor told me that I was going to become a warrior of light and go traveling the world helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see. Out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Thaler, I haven't seen him for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Oh, one of the guards are awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Rikitio. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it'll not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless of little acts of heroism, like delivering the grapes to Chesimil. It would seem I've been laboring under a misapprehension. I convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of people. But now, I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided with them from the first. Yes, because that's where we are right now at Alphinaud. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world ere long. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not but that a way will be found. Yet I believe that I speak for us all when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange and distant land, after all. Norvred's become as a home to us, and her people our own. Let's return to, Spudgerix. We wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. Yeah. I could have just left the plaza. Honestly, a lot of the Ethernet shards in the Crystarium feel like they're awkwardly placed. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes, we shall make a vinegar, to which we'll add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of our studies, I may just have to give Rikitio a little taste. Yeah, no, it's like every time they want me to go and talk to go to the ocular, there's a shard there, but it's far enough away that it's like, it's close enough to the Aetheryte Plaza that I always wonder if I'm wasting time teleporting to the shard and then walking up the stairs. I don't know. It's weird. Rikitio was beaming with pride when she returned. It may only have been a simple task, but she won't soon forget this achievement. Thanks for helping with the grapes, Warrior of Darkness. In return, I promise to brew you a potion one day. Rikitio has duly delivered her grapes, as have I. After chatting with Arkell and Earwell, we came to an agreement, but I'll let them explain their request themselves. Riki didn't make you drink one of her grass potions, did she? Warrior of Darkness, have you finished helping Riki? Won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but like honest-to-gods fighting? We already had some enemies you could deal with. Vampire bats! The guards say they've become a pest around the Crystarium as of late. We tried to sneak out and hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you're doing the fighting and we're just watching. Children told us as much while we were away. In preparation, Chesimil kindly furnished us some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sport, bear in mind the younglings will be watching. That is to say, put on a good show, yes? Let's head outside at once. Everyone follow me? Alice, say wait just a... Come on then, children. I was thinking, like, it'd be neat if we got... I love the fact that the night theme has lyrics. For the Final Fantasy set, I was like, huh, it'd be neat if we got, like, as part of the commander decks, an Alphino and Alisaie deck, like, Alphino partners with Alisaie. And I was like, I don't know if it would be, K and T colors, everything sans black, with Alphino being, Azorius and Alisaie being Gruul, or if it would make more sense for it to be Jeskai, with Alphino being Azorius and Alisaie being Boros. Or not, Alphino being Azorius and Alisaie being Izzet. I don't know what would fit her better. I feel like it makes sense to give them both blue because they're smart, but also Alisaie being Gruul I think would kind of make sense. Alisaie absolutely has red in her identity. Part of the game where go kill a few random creatures quests are openly acknowledged to be busy working to you and not anything resembling a challenge. Yep. Should be safe enough for the children here. We've heard the tales, but at last we could see you fight with our own eyes. We've been waiting for you, Warrior of Darkness. Hang on a second. I need friend. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get started, shall we? As the name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood, and originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active with the return of night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chesimil's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats won't want to nest under the eaves, so you are likely to attract more if you place lures near buildings. Here's 6 lures, 3 for each of you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I'll want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes? Well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in him. Anyway, while we hunt the bats, you two are here to stay with Reen. She's really strong too, and will keep you safe. Without further ado, let's the contest begin. Can they even see us from all of these spots? They are not that close. They cannot see me from this angle. Hey kids, watch this! Digivolve. Behold the avatar of a great calamity from my world. For plot matching reasons and because it's the class Canonical Warrior of Light uses. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the PAL World devs, and I'm not sure how much of it is actually true. Like, I mean, PAL World is very popular right now. Like, it just hit the highest concurrent users on Steam ever. Digivolve. So, like, at the very least, it does not seem to be that that's what's going on with it now. I've had this discussion with Heckbent already. TLDR, I don't buy it. I played Temtem. Every Monlight game has this is just Pikachu, but with a different color. And maybe at the end of the day, giving your creature a lightning bolt for a tail to signify that it has lightning powers is just actually at its base not that creative of a design choice, and therefore it's not a surprise when multiple people use it. Well fought. The children were having an eye on your every move. As was I, to be honest. Though I know the tally, may I see the fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My fangs, not a bad haul if I do say so myself. 7 fangs from Eorzea. Which means victory goes to Eorzea, missing collected 4. I did it! I bested him! In another God's damned life, you didn't even try, and did you? There I was, taking it seriously. Spare me your pity next time, will you? So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? He's incredible, miss. The bats went down before they knew it. Our guards are so strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like him. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched him and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were listening with everyone when Ardbird appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and sister, see, and I'd promised myself I'd learn to protect people one day. He tried too hard. His Bahamut summon just incinerated the fangs so he couldn't collect them for the contest. Yep. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up to the new Warriors of Light. Also, I also don't think Nintendo's going to sue for the same reasons that they're not going to sue Temtem, despite the fact that Temtem has very similar designs. Like, it's not... You can't copyright the concept of having a creature with lightning powers and a lightning bolt tail. You just can copyright the design of Pikachu. We're the ones who protected it, and we're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkil? To be honest, I'm not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know that I'd want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them and see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. Felt as though there was something I'd lost, and that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing but for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. They're very similar, but they are not palette swaps. Different ear styles. The main covers... The main design is different. Like, they're very similar, but they're not the same. I remember seeing people say that, like... I saw people saying that, like, the sheep pal is just Wooloo, and I'm like, yes, they're very similar, but have you considered that Wooloo is also just a sheep? I understand how Arkil feels. Star Shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but that vision of the final days of Amarot burning filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. That's the other question. The rest of the gang all visibly saw Amarot being destroyed in Emmett Selk's recreation, and they don't have the echo. So is it just like some people get the echo when they see a star shower? It filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. The things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made, it felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind, but when I try and focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt, but lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured and have no intention of donning an Asian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around, lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Reen and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it that their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna say that they didn't just go, what if we took some Pokemon and filed the serial numbers off. It's also not something that I care about, because, they're good designs and I like it. I like Pokemon. More of Pokemon is not a bad thing, and Pokemon's such an asshole about fan games that if someone is using their acclaim to piggyback to success, I don't care, because they've been assholes about it in the past to just casual fans, and maybe they do deserve people piggybacking off their success. Seems I tried a little bit too hard to beat you. I'm fine now. Not to worry. I'll see you soon. As you ponder Alice's words, you're taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. Sort of, yes, but also, like, I don't know, there's a reason 8 bajillion fan games of Pokemon exist. The designs are good, people love them, and if someone wants to make a Pokemon fan game and the only way they can do it is by filing the serial numbers off of their designs, it's whatever. I don't care. I love Pokemon, but I also don't think it's some sacred thing that none should ever copy. I don't know, the designs I've seen I like. That's just personal preference. I'm planning on getting into Pal World once my sub for this expires. I was debating playing it today, but I'm like, I may as well get as far in the MSQ as I can before my sub expires on Monday, and then I'll play some Pal World until such a time as I feel the vibe for Final Fantasy again, which shouldn't take long. Because I still intend to get done with the game before Dawn Trail. I have limited time. Hello, it's me, Emmett Selk's boyfriend.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us, at times you will stand against us. All that you might steer mankind in the very star upon their true colors. Oh, also, I mentioned before, I guess the Echo doesn't, maybe the Echo doesn't go as far back as the original world. No, apparently it does. For yours is the seed of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Why must you embroil the people in your plans?
I merely avail myself of such tools as I require for the conflict to come. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash.
Selfless.
I see you for what you are.
Selfless.
You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness, and I will save the world.
Oh, he's angry, yeah. Angy boy.
One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emetselk. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
Hithlodius called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude.
Why does it have question marks? That's Graha.
But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Okay.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Okay, is he fine? Are you fine?
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed.
Okay, I thought he just straight up tried to murder you, but I know you can't die because we're going to have tacos in Fantasy Brazil.
This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor.
Turning into a rock.
One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope, or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
Oh. But I still have an entire another section of of Eden to do. He can't collapse. So glad I found both you and the Exarch. The fates seem to determine to not allow us a quiet moment, but come, let us have the details from Reem. That's another thing I was talking about with some friends the other day, and like, I don't want to like think too hard on it, because I'm sure maybe it'll get expanded upon in like Endwalker. But I do find it interesting that Final Fantasy has used both kinds of time travel so far. So I'm interested in like the nature of time travel, because the Alexander raids would have you believe that time in Final Fantasy is deterministic, in the sense that like everything does have to obey. Everything has to turn out, if you time travel, everything has to turn out the way that it originally happened. Because Alexander, like, if you don't do the mechanic in the final Alexander fight, where you have to stop yourself from getting killed, a time paradox happens and you immediately lose. And everything in Alexander's a closed time loop. But then Shadowbringers is the different kind of time travel, where Graha is here despite the fact that the future that he traveled from no longer exists. Which would be a paradox, but he still exists and doesn't immediately die. And even he was like, I thought that's how this worked, I thought I would die. So I'm interested. It happened after Alice and I saw the children back to Spagrix. We chanced to meet Thancred there returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been, and he just crumpled to the ground. The Kyrugians are looking after him now, with Alphino standing by just in case the healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guards at the Etc. told me where to look. I see. It cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing the word to us. Come, let's hurry to Spagrix. No, Alexander, it is, like, there's a bootstrap paradox involved with Alexander, for sure, but the implication still is that, like, the time loop's consistent. Like, nothing from the Alexander raids actually changes how history took place. Whereas Shadowbringers is not, it's non-deterministic time travel. Like, they actually changed the future. Oh, that guy, his last name is Tia. I wonder if he's saying that he's like Graha's brother or something. Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff that goes more into how time travel works in 14. Because I find it interesting. Appears our friend's already awakened. For that, at least we can be thankful. Marine found you, then. We had to send the children off earlier than planned, but they understood. Shouldn't you be resting? I fear this bodes ill, and not just for Thancred. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, it did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. Well, this is happening without warning. Not exactly. You'll doubtless recall the time Eorzea nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water-walking charm failed, he was tired, as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us rest, which, in retrospect, may have been a good idea. Fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. As Alphino observed, I have no lingering injuries, and most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves the only likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking for our old friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryle about our plans. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus' plot. Thus far, I have learned this much, that in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some matter of misfortune, beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know, that sort of thing. All of which serves, rather conveniently, to make Elidibus' call for a new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I would be itching to get out there for a while. I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Eorzea too can be prevailed upon to join you in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of spirit vessels construction. It's for Beck, Lug, and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alphino and I will find Eorzea. All being well, we have news to share by the time you return. We will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels. What excellent, I mean awful timing. Our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kryle's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. She didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. But listen to me, I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask you why you're here. So I think the spirit vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You'd better talk to Kryle. She's with the others in the Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, alright?
Excuse us.
This way.
Why is the gang in the dungeon?
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them, as if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
While we're gone, Thancred dies. You've probably noticed, you've put them in night clothes. I know they're not exactly asleep, but it seemed like the right thing to do. I made them some new clothes for when they wake up, so they have to come back, and they will. What news from the first? I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul is weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. If the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, If we seek to draw upon a log and wisdom, we could do a lot worse than consult an expert in the field. I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. Can you spare a moment? While Cryo goes and finds this expert of hers, there's a gift I was hoping to send one of our friends in the first, you see, and since we might be waiting a while, I wondered if you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with it. My first attempt turned out well, so now I'm going to make it properly. I'll be in the kitchen in the House of Splendors. Meet me there. I better be off too. I'll see you soon, either here or at the house, depending on how our patients fare in my absence. Upstairs. Cooking outfit Tataru. As I'm sure you've guessed, the gift is a bit of home cooking. Unlike Kral, I can't do much for help our friends directly, but that doesn't mean I've been idle. No, I've been doing my best for the order, taking on this job and that to keep our coffers full. I even helped out with the Ishgardian restoration. And in the course of all this, my culinary skills have come on quite a bit, so I thought, why not make something for our friends? It's baking in the oven even as we speak. Shouldn't be long now. There, baked to perfection, if I do say so myself. Your cake looks like bread. It is bread, silly, and not just any old bread. This is old world bread, Archon loaf to be precise. It's what they eat over in Charlian. Simple fare, I admit, but I thought I would remind our friends of home. If nothing else, Krau tells me it's a good source of ether, so it should lend them a bit of strength at least. Kryle, if it isn't Rambros too. I missed what Kryle said at the start. Trust you require no introductions either. Greetings, my friend. Full glad am I to see that you're well. I confess I have a long list of questions to ask you, but I will endeavor to contain my curiosity for the present. I can understand our mutual friend is struggling with the application of certain Alogan technologies. I've been keeping Rambros appraised of the events in the first. Suffice it to say, he knows about the Exarch. If anyone can provide insight into this matter, it's him and his fellow sons. Loath as I am to disappoint you after so glowing an endorsement, memory transference was the sole province of Alogan royalty, its mechanisms closely guarded secrets, and if any record of them remains, we have yet to find it. To wit, I regret that I can offer no solution to your problem. Which begs the question of why I bothered to come here, empty-handed as I am, the answer being, rather brazenly, to ask a favor. I would have you relay a message to our comrade. Krall commented on how good the fresh bread smelled. Okay. Tell him that we never doubted him. Never doubted that he would achieve all that he said he would. Those of us who remain behind have yet to play our part, but when the time comes, he may rest easy in the knowledge that we will most assuredly do so. And then the tower shall shine once more as a beacon of hope in this world and beyond. So tell him that we consider his duty done, and that he should follow in his heart for now. Forgive me, but do you say this to discourage him from overexerting himself, or to encourage him to hold nothing back? That's for our friend to decide, but either way, I dare say a certain someone will be unimpressed. There you have it. If you'd be so good as to see Rambros's message and Tataru's bread to their intended recipients, And along with my report, of course. Kryl, before I wrap the bread up, would you mind giving it a try just to make sure it's everything it should be? Of course, I'm always happy to lend my taste buds. Excuse me, Rambros. As a fellow Charlian, may I trouble you for your opinion? I usually have mine with a good dollop of Roland Berry jam, but I suppose plain is best for sampling purposes. I see. Is it that bad? It is indeed, Tataru, dense and unpleasant, exactly as it should be. Just so, the very taste of home. As you might expect, our countrymen have amassed wealth and culinary wisdom from every corner of the world, but our native cuisine is, shall we say, lacking. In Charlian, the majority regard food as a source of nourishment rather than enjoyment. Save for the few who actually research the culinary arts, we pay little heed to the niceties of taste and texture. It was against such gastronomic landscape that what was now called the Archon Loaf was born, a creation of an Archon who devoted himself to the study of bodily sustenance. In order to maximize its nutritional value, he incorporated copious quantities of pulverized fish and vegetable matter into the dough, all with nary a care for the qualities which made bread enjoyable. The result is a flavor that continues to defy description. For its many shortcomings, the loaf's nutritional value cannot be denied, and being a damnably convenient way to cater to one's bodily needs, it quickly found an audience amongst busy scholars. Why, when I was a lad, nigh every meal was a sandwich made with this very bread and whatever ingredients happened to be on hand. I suspect just about every Archon could say the same. Having been away from home for so long, I thought I might have forgotten the taste, but no, it's all too familiar. Oh, it takes me back. If there's enough, perhaps you can spare some for the Exarch. He is certain to appreciate it. There's plenty to go around. I shall be sure to wrap up an extra slice. When you deliver the loaf, please be sure to send everyone my regards. Tell them we're doing everything we can, and that we'll be praying for their safe return until the moment they get back. Someone actually made Archon Loaf IRL. It's just as bad as it sounds. I see. You returned. Good, good. There's much to discuss. The others are making their way hither as we speak. Welcome back, my friend. How was your journey? By the 12, Archon Loaf. However, did you come by this? I swear I had it had come straight from Charlian. Rambrose said that, did he? His words are very nearly as heavy as the bread, but I appreciate the sentiment. Should you have the chance, you may tell him that he needn't worry. That which I seek to do, I do of my own volition, and with all my heart. In pursuing this path, I fully expect to earn the censure of our friends, and to deserve it, but I shall forge on regardless. Forge on as you yourself did when faced with a similar predicament, so I ask that you have faith in me, in what we need to do. But when you're talking about your journey, before the others arrive, I would hear how their bodies fare. And the bread I shall save for later, though it has been many years. I have not forgotten the feats of mastication required to consume it, nor how unconducive they are to conversation.
Forgive the delay.
We have visited every region and confirmed the presence of Ascians throughout the realm.
Lest a grave predicament be made to seem hopeless, it should be noted that they are of inferior rank. The black-masked minions who answer to the red.
Yes, a gaggle of schemers attempting to exploit recent events to sow the seeds of petty conflict. Fortunately, nothing of any great concern has come of their meddling just yet.
We also encountered a number of the Crystarium's former defenders, busily solving this problem and that in a bid to become warriors of light.
Their zeal is to be applauded. 'Tis but a pity I cannot encourage them on their course.
Not knowing Elidibus set them upon it, no. Both the troubles to be solved and the villains to be vanquished are his doing too, like as not. And so, with apologies to the aspiring warriors of light, I believe it best that we deal with the Ascians quickly and quietly.
I quite agree.
But tell us, what news from the source? How fare our bodies?
Things have taken a turn for the worse.
Oh dear. Then we must redouble our efforts. Not that we've ever stinted in that regard.
This would seem an appropriate moment to ask about the spirit vessel. Tell me you've made some progress.
We have, as it happens. One moment.
The red stones. Then this doth mean...
For the benefit of all, permit us to explain. As you will recall, using white auracite as our starting point, we fashioned a vessel for mind and memory both. Yet, though it served this purpose admirably, the process of imbuing it with one's complete essence proved a somewhat thornier proposition. Simply put, the memory would not accompany the mind, and so we looked to the Allegan's mastery of memory transference for a solution.
This approach was not without its own complications, however, relying as it does upon blood, which inanimate objects, notably, do not possess. We duly explored methods of suffusing the vessel with drops of the aforementioned. Alas, our painstaking experimentation succeeded only in making me feel faint, and singularly failed to imbue the crystal with the necessary properties. It was then that an idea occurred to me, namely that we might fuse the vessel not with normal blood, but with my crystallized essence.
You're doing this for our sakes. So far be it from us to complain. But don't think we haven't noticed what's happening to your arm.
It falls well short of offering up my life in exchange for yours, which was your only stipulated prohibition, as I recall.
As long as I don't die, I'm not...
a small price to pay for delivering you home.
Fine, this won't kill me. I will put myself into a vegetated state.
Assuming it works. We shall soon know if this grisly addition will serve as a suitable conduit for the subject's memory. Though not soon enough to warrant your waiting. The test is like to take a while.
Let us be off then. We have Ascians to attend to, among other things.
Forgive me, but I count 6 vessels, and there are only 5 of us.
One is for testing purposes. I will personally use it to see whether the crystal functions as it should.
And if it does, wouldn't that mean that your soul could also return to the source?
Yes. In theory, at least.
But isn't your body here?
But there is a distinct difference between your circumstances and mine. While your corporeal forms want for souls, my past self does not. Mayhap our essences would blend, or mayhap they would curdle. There is no telling what might occur.
Oh, you're gonna inhabit the past you. Oh, okay.
And you'd be willing to take that risk?
I would.
I see.
Has Graha done anything other than try to sacrifice himself since... To be fair, this is less of a sacrifice and more he is just trying to go home, so... I'm sorry, I know it was childish to storm off like that, and probably to feel the way I do as well. Pull yourself together, Eorzea. When our grandfather first decided to journey to Eorzea, Eorzea did not take kindly to my silence on the subject. Do not pretend to understand things you don't, she said, or rather shouted. Having oft been the object of her scorn, I am predisposed to sympathize with the Exarch, but I do understand how she feels. Better now than I ever did, certainly. I, for one, support the Exarch's choice. To be alive is to be driven by a purpose, and fewer is driven as him. It's stupid, but I never really stopped to think about what would happen once the vessels were complete, and now... There's no point. I hope this test is a success, truly. Hast thou a moment? I would speak with thee on a matter of the Exarch's mooted return to the source. Thou wilt have observed that our friend spake not in certainties, yet if Beck-Luke has the right of it, 'tis possible to predict the outcome of his plan with some confidence. And it is their assessment that, given the opportunity, the Exarch's soul should successfully merge with that of his younger self. Which is not to say the process is without complications. For one, the Exarch hath been subjected to an additional rejoining, an experience which will have wrought a change in his ethereal composition. As thou thyself didst demonstrate when merging with Ardbert, however, there existeth an affinity twixt like souls, and this doth give a cause for hope. Yet there remaineth one immutable condition upon which success doth hinge. The Exarch must needs recognize his past self as simply that, himself. As our recent travails have demonstrated, memories are essential to the soul. Any discrepancy in the former may feasibly cause the latter to spurn its former flesh. 'Tis a seemingly simple yet complex problem. For nigh on a century, our friend hath striven only to deliver this realm, to deliver thee, and to that singular end did he cast aside his very name, that he might assume the mantle of the Crystal Exarch. Henceforth none can say what choices our friend will make, but I thought it only right so that thou be made aware of these truths. Alright then. While the Exarch literally pours his own sweat and blood into his allotted task, it seems only fair that we attend to our own. Dealing with Elidibus and his minions. Just so. And there is one other matter. In the light of our deteriorating health, Y'shtola should not be left alone at Ander. Might I trouble you to visit her? See that all is well? I would go myself, but I think that she might be safer at the hands of one less prone to collapsing. My thanks. You may leave the Ascians to us. Once they are out of the way, we will return to Yulmore, and when Y'shtola has finished plumbing the depths, I'd like the two of you to join us there. If you are bound for Ander, I suggest you go via the Vermont Yards. Our friends there will be glad to provide a vote for you. Let's be on our way then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I have a delivery from the source, Kupo, courtesy of one Tataru Taru. It even does the sound effects. You're a long way from home, Moogle. It's from Tataru, is it? Whatever could it be? Archon loaf, thou sayest. Why, even to hear the name doth transport me to times long past. Bread from another world? May I try some? Mayest thou, child? Thou must, that said, though I personally disagree with the consensus say, do nonetheless advise thee to temper thine expectations. Wiser words have never been uttered. Though rarely darkened our dining tables at home, I can attest that it was standard fare at the studium. Indeed, a slice was never far from our peers' hands. Alphino, you really are an unbearable snob sometimes. Do you know that? What I believe my colleagues are trying to say is that we appreciate the gesture. Tell Tataru that we'll do our best to return before she's forced to seek further supplementary employment. Let's be off now. We can find a drink to wash down the bread on the way. Oh, if it ain't the Warrior of Darkness himself, what brings you to these parts? Heading out to sea, eh? But of course we'd be happy to help. Just say the word and I'll ready a boat. Oh. That's not great. Oh.
Excellent. I had intended to speak with you alone.
Oh, I just got when he said, oh, hey, the Exarch's soul is surprisingly dense. Because he hadn't... Elidibus didn't know the Exarch's from the future. And he'd already experienced another rejoining. I get that now.
None of my doing, lest you misunderstand. The link between her body and soul wavers. I know not what you hoped to find here, but it will avail you naught to learn of our past.
Well, good, because I'm going to learn a bit more about it. Reviewing the records again, really? You worry too much, Elidibus. This dedication to your duty verges on obsession. To think some thought you ill-suited for the role. How wrong they were. But come, turn your gaze outside the window, my friend. The rains have ceased, and we have been graced with another beautiful day.
It fades. Fades away into oblivion. Does the world no longer have need of me? No, I am Elidibus, and I will fulfill my duty. Sundered though you may be, you fought for the world's salvation. For hope. Hope. Ah, it swells within me, empowers me. Now I may carry out my mission. And yet, why do I yearn for this? Why do I struggle so? I shall take her into my safekeeping. If you want her back, you will do as I ask. Show me your strength. I would take your measure. I have prepared a suitable arena. You need but ride the flow of ether.
Such and such a thing unlocked? No, apparently it's not a trial. That's a duty, okay. Familiar with this place, I believe. This remembered Amarat. Proceed to the capital. I shall return your comrade to you there. I tire of your games. You speak as if you were disappointed in me. Why? I'm your enemy, and you're mine. Our goals are in conflict, and we're fated to clash. Or had you hoped that the feigned sympathy and false understanding you would cast on your crimes, would cast your crimes in a less reprehensible light, that I would come to look upon you as a friend? You who've slaughtered my people and who would tear down everything we've built? You do not deny it, then? Very well. Let us change the cast of this trial. You will know what you have stolen from us. I do not imagine I crave remorse, only justice. I can't believe that in their original lives, I can't believe in their original lives they worked at the DMV. How are you? Is there a chair? Or are you just floating? Hang on, I want to turn the camera and see how it sure looks like you are just floating there. Everybody probably is. Let's begin. Rest assured, there are no tricks. You need but defeat the enemies before you. First, something easy. Those whom a budding hero might encounter at the beginning of his tale. I believe I have the perfect subjects. Wait, is Ida? You're not Ida. All too easy, I see, but at least you understand the rules. This will make our way to the capital. Are you trying to unnerve me? Come now, I made it plain they were monsters. Be that as it may, even a monster could be someone's beloved. That's what I wish to impress upon you. But come, we shouldn't dwell on the beginning when so much of your story awaits. Every tale requires villains. Defeat them and claim your place as a hero. Oh, this is easier. Wait, no, don't let me kill Nero. I'm fine with killing Papalimo. Don't let me kill Nero. You tasted many sweet triumphs, but so did you taste bitter tragedy. Who can forget the Crystal Braves, that idealistic, pathetic dream born from a malformed creature? Oh, damn. Much ease yet again. You always did grow stronger with every battle. It seems it will take more than these monsters to leave an impression upon you, or mayhap you simply fail to understand my meaning. Not that it matters. No, I have dealt with countless heroes, and always ends the same way. No amount of reasoning will bridge our differences, will result in happiness for all. Whatever your reasons may be, I cannot be bound by them. I can put my faith in my own beliefs, to fight for them with all my being. We can always strive for understanding and compromise. How very naive. If you're willing to compromise in your beliefs, you all but admit that they are flawed. And I assure you I have no intention of compromising on mine. Come what may, I'll fulfill my mission as Elidibus. Enough talk. Have at you. Oh, we're in the award-winning expansion Heavensward. Flew the snow-swept fields of Kurthus. This is the recap episode of Final Fantasy XIV, just in case. Had you and the Scions met your demise, the Sultan at La Habrea might have been spared his. But not only did you stubbornly live, you hurled yourselves into the thick of the Dragon Song War. So along with the tide of events, you pursued and slew those who sought to stop the unending conflict, just as you were bid. Or was it a thirst for vengeance that drove you? Just you're beginning to limber up. Do keep up the fine form. Everlasting peace. Large air quotes there. Around here, people are wont to flock, people who harbor all manner of motives, each baser than the last. Let the curtains rise on the grand melee. No more than they deserve. In the end, their hand of friendship was tainted with personal desire. You know what comes next. You put an end to the Dragon Song War. There's no saving your comrade this time. All you can do is cut off the serpent's head. Was that 1,000-year war is brought to its conclusion. But every end marks a new beginning, and for heroes such as you, there is only ever conflict. How are you enjoying your walk down memory lane? I dare say that there will have been quite a few individuals for whom you harbor deep feelings, whose passing caused you the keenest grief. That is what our people are to us, an irreplaceable existence that can ill be lost. I must and will save them. They are my Nakama. Never mind, we're not to talk here. Let's return to the task at hand. Nakama means family. Following the trail of ash, you set forth for Alamigo and Doma in a storm of blood. Again you fought, and again you grew stronger, so strong that we could no longer control you. Yours is an unnatural, beastly strength, and we shall lay it bare. To gain a foothold in the liberation effort, you journeyed far to the far eastern plains. encountered the land's greatest warriors and sought to win them over to your cause. Why do you say we found the land's strongest warriors and you summoned this dude? The strong are not drawn to the strong. That asshole was there, also. Where ardent souls gather, so too do fires burn. This is the way you did consign those around you to the flames. Rend them all, hero, reducing the nothingness like ephemeral morning dew they are. Oh, that's not great. You don't hesitate, or perhaps could not. No matter. Let us turn our attention to the finale. Here we saw a test between fellow beasts. Only fitting, would you not agree? When I fought you in this flesh, 'twas I who triumphed. Will you turn the tables this time? My creation appears to have lost its form. It's no easy thing to see through the eyes of such a beast such as him. In any event, there is only so much to be learned by taking your measure this way. Let's try something different. We continue this within. An impressive show of strength, but surely no more than a foretaste of what that which Emmett Selk's conqueror is capable. Such might requires fair measure to compare like with like. Yes. I shall just have to test you myself. Come on, show me what you can do. I'd love to, like, go to, like, a fan fest or something and compliment all the Ardberts on their really good Elidibus cosplay. different beast from when you faced my creations. I'll transcend my very limits and we'll see what you're truly capable of. It's going beyond plus ultra. I have my answer.
You have grown stronger since last we fought. The result of your trials in the first, no doubt.
Have you finished? My apologies. I freed myself as soon as I awoke. But rather too late, I see. Now, Elidibus, if you have ceased trading blows, I would trade words with you. I have a theory, you see. One concerning that which you seek to accomplish. It stems from who, or rather what, you truly are. A primal. The ancients created Zodiac to deliver the star from destruction. If the magic that brought him forth is the precursor of what we know as summoning, then Zodiac would have been instilled with a presiding desire. I found it among the records at Anida, and it came as no surprise. Were I faced with the world's destruction, I too would wish for the same. Salvation. I know that you sacrificed yourself to become Zodiac's heart. How you came to be separated from him is less clear. But if you are a fragment of his being, it stands to reason a desire for the world's salvation would drive you. And thus did you seek to inspire the masses to rise up as warriors of light, going so far as to use Ardbert as a symbol of hope.
Correct on all counts. Such is my nature, and such are my methods. I have aided heroes. I have made them. I have even become them. This served not only to strengthen me, but also to facilitate the work of my brothers, such as Emmett Selk, with his penchant for nation building.
Penchant. I always read it as penchant.
Then you will be all too familiar with the fickleness of mankind. We change, we forget, and what little we do remember becomes twisted and fragmented over time. For which reason, you deem us unfit to carry on your legacy. But are you, yourself, free of these foibles? As the last witness of the final days, do you remember everything that was lost? Or even the things you cared about?
Get to the point.
A primal is shaped by the hope that fuels it. Even should this hope be something as simple as the world's salvation, it is the collective desire of innumerable disparate souls crying out for deliverance. Having drawn your strength from such a cacophony of voices, can you truly be sure you still speak with your own?
Your question is irrelevant. No matter how much I should change, no matter how much I should forget, I shall ever remember my duty. At times I stand with my brethren. At times I stand against them. All that I might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. For Elidibus is my name. And my mission, guiding my every deed. But enough talk. You have shown me sufficient proof of your might. As I am now, I would struggle to defeat you. Yet I have still to play all of my cards. If I could offer you some semblance of sport, your lessers would pose no threat to me. Would you not agree, warrior of darkness?
It's been an eventful morning, if it is indeed is morning. I have no idea how long I was unconscious. Regardless, I'm grateful to see that my efforts at Anador were borne fruit. We have confirmed the nature of our foe and his plot. Now then, what news from the surface? I see. Then let's make for Yulmore at once. We have much to share with our comrades, and Elidibus' parting threat not least of all. But forgive me, I would see that my belongings did not. It would seem my belongings did not accompany me here. We need to retrieve them from Anador. With any luck, the ethereal stream you traverse still lingers. It won't be long. Why would I not go with her? Piece of candy, yeah. A peculiar crystal lies on the floor. Upon its surface, an array of lights twinkle like a tiny constellation of stars. Day 4th. Bring honor seat of. The sort of voice of an ancient rings out in your mind. A moment preserved in the crystal, it would seem. You notice something else glinting up ahead. But then I'm gonna turn into a dragon! You find three more crystals lying on the floor, though they are different in color and decoration. Each is identical in shape. You focus on the crystals and find the words they hold ring clearer than before. Behold, my friends, embraced by the earth and caressed by the wind, vibrant life flourishes, all is right in creation. There can be no greater joy than to use our wisdom for the good of our people, no greater pride. May all know happiness now and forevermore. There do not appear to be any more crystals in the hall. Perhaps it would be wise to continue the search outside. Your instincts serve true, and you discover another 2 crystals. As you reach out with your consciousness, new voices begin to echo in your mind. The heavens are ablaze, and the land is rent asunder. What will become of the world? Is life itself to be denied? Come what may, we must not surrender to despair. If we but hold fast to hope, we may yet find a path to salvation. The voices tell an incomplete tale. Might more remain to be found? You soon discover 2 more crystals, rather too soon, in fact, as if someone wanted you to find them. Everything burns, crumbles, and decays. I hear the lamentations of my brethren, and soon there will be only silence. We will deliver our star from its doom, this we swear, so please don't dry your tears. How many of these crystals are there? Are there perhaps 12 of them? The time has come. We shall rewrite the laws of creation, and we shall save our star. From this life, our Savior born, may I be worthy of the honor. I feel my soul turning, slowly but irrevocably, and the power I wield begins to seem terrible, but this is right. This is right. Almost melancholy inevitability. The 12th crystal. It is 12! There are 12 of them! Okay. Though salvation is ours, it came at great sacrifice. All that remains is to pray. To pray that we will one day meet again beneath a blue sky. Judging by its testimony, it would seem the voice was recorded in the wake of the final days. Or are there 13, and it's a convocation thing? I was thinking 12 as in, like, are these the predecessors for the 12, but... Gone is the brilliant radiance of life, replaced by the sickly glow of malformed creatures. Is this how it ends for we who love the star with all our being? No, I will not suffer it to be so. Well, well, we meet again, my new old friend. Okay, yeah, there are 13, so it's more of a convocation of 13 thing. Hithlodius. How good of you to remember. I see you've been collecting stars. I speak of those crystals. They have constellations etched upon them, yes? High in the heavens, those stars shine their guiding light down upon the lives below, fitting symbols for the convocation of 14, would you not agree? As you have gathered, each crystal bears an account of the life of a member of the convocation as remembered by the Unsundered. Lest you worry, they aren't concepts, they're far too incomplete to be so, but they shall suffice for imbuing memories with sundered souls, within sundered souls, so they might be restored to their office. Keep them. I'm sure Emmett Selk won't mind. How fare you of late? You're feuding with Elidibus this time, I believe. I shall refrain from passing comment on your struggle. It's not my place to do so, long departed as I am. We're the same person, Hislodius. You can pass comment on my struggle if you would like to. If I would give my voice to a personal desire, I would rather you lived. Yes, because we're the same person. If you do not, how will you keep your promise to Emmett Selk? The promise to remember. It must weigh heavy, the burden of those memories. To one who has lived a life such as yours, I can well imagine how Elidibus's existence might seem hollow, how empty his single-minded pursuit of half-forgotten cause must appear. But know that his devotion is not without reason. Even if he himself can no longer remember what that reason is. Oh, there's quite enough talk about Elidibus. I would see if you could reunite the wayward stars. I mentioned before that there was a member of the convocation who opposed Zodiark's summoning and defected, one whose office was left vacant. Defectors having been deemed unworthy of commemoration, no crystal exists for the individual in question. Or shouldn't exist at any rate, and wouldn't, had a friend not created one in secret. Crystal bearing the forgotten name of his office, along with a magic of his own conceiving, a singular incantation embodying his spirit. Among all the offices, the 14th was most unusual, for while the rest sat in Almarat, the holder was charged with gaining an intimate knowledge of the wider world. In the course of his duty, he traveled the length and breadth of every land and befriended countless folk. He encountered troubles too, of course, matters which he could simply have referred to the convocation, but that was not his way. Nay, more often than not, he would call upon his comrades, and together resolve matters themselves. Such is the magic sealed within that crystal, the magic to summon the stars to your side. In times of greatest need, should you wish upon it with all your heart, it will surely answer your call. And now it is where it belongs. Oh, there's no need for thanks, but nor will I hear any complaints about it either. After all, I cannot say whether I act of my own volition or by the will of my recreator.
I was wondering where you'd disappeared to. Is something troubling you? No? Very well. I have everything. Let's hurry back to the surface.
So now I have a plot reason for being able to summon parties for any given dungeon. I would find this neat had they not introduced it 4 expansions in. Fresh air at long last. I would celebrate my return to dry land with a pot of tea if we had the luxury of time. We must prepare for Elidibus. Given what we know, it is plain he will not be deterred from his course. Nor would I, were I him, not if it meant forsaking everything I loved. With that said, I had not forgotten how Emmett Selk sought to find common ground with us, for all our misgivings. Ultimately, our differences were not to be bridged, of course, but one must always try. Emmett Selk understood this, and if his gesture had resonated with you, perhaps you might consider reaching out to his brethren. Though it may be all for naught, you of all people know that there is no such thing as a foregone conclusion. It's for trials. Shola gazes out into the distance. No more musing. We have taken far too long as it is. Our friends wait in Yulmore, yes? Let's hurry and join them. It appears we are fashionably late. Come, our tale will not wait. What is it missing? I confess I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but with you and your friends here, I'm sure it'll be alright in the end. You have been appraised of the situation. Suffice it to say we can ill afford to lose able-bodied citizens during this vital period of rebuilding. It is my pleasure to report that we accomplished our task without further bouts of faintness. A feat we attribute to Tataru's most generous gift. We're starting to worry, but I see we shouldn't have, no? There you are, eventual trip. You certainly took your time. Did something happen? So the rumors have reached this far.
Forgive us our lateness. Master Chai, my congratulations on your appointment. By all accounts, you are a capable mayor.
Oh, I have capable friends, my lady. I must say, it's good to see you looking hale and whole again.
The credit for that lies with my own capable friend, without whom I might never have escaped my abductor.
A primal? I suppose that would explain why Elidibus has been fostering faith in the Warrior of Light. While you were enjoying your audience with the Wandering Heart of Zodiac, we were busy dispatching the last of the Black Masked Ascians, a task which proved almost insultingly easy. Formidable though we undoubtedly are, they were obviously sent to provide encouragement for budding heroes. One cannot help but wonder how many times the ploy has been used before.
Master Chai, you mentioned that the people of Calusia are similarly enamored of the Warrior of Light.
Indeed, though it's hardly surprising given the state of the world. Many are still struggling to find a purpose, and it's only natural that they should take comfort in the tales.
Then the fever has spread to every corner of Norvrent. We may have dealt with his black-masked minions, but it is plain Elidibus has yet to show his hand.
Oh my! What a spectacular sky!
Nope, don't look at it.
Another star shower.
Wait, is that... Amaranth?
Did you hear that? That voice calling out?
No, I didn't hear anything, but... why do I feel so... like I've lost something dear to me?
Does Elidibus seek to awaken more people to the Echo with clearer visions of the final days?
I shall deliver the world from its doom.
And who might you be?
Whoever they are, they've come for our heads! No, you don't! Ha!
They are not of flesh and blood.
I know this magic. The rings are like unto those that the Exarch did employ in our summoning.
Are you saying the Exarch is summoning them?
Nay, yet the similarity can be no mere coincidence.
Should we make a stand here, or retreat to the Crystarium?
The ether churns around us. More of them will appear ere long. To stay would only place innocents in harm's way. We must fight this battle elsewhere.
Wait! Take one of our airships. You can decide what to do on your flight to the Crystarium.
You are a capable leader in your own right, Master Chai. The citizens of Yulmore chose well.
It's settled then. To the airship!
The Hero's Gauntlet now accessible. Well, I got some time. If I just never do this quest, is Yulmore just gonna constantly be in a star shower? The stars were raining down, and I thought I saw a city in the sky, but then the fighting broke out. When I looked away, it was gone. Did you see it too? It was so beautiful, and heartbreakingly beautiful. What are those ghostly figures? Were they the ones talking inside my head? It's not just Yulmore? Oh yeah, it's not. Huh. Interesting. That's a good question. I'm gonna do that. I know I have questing to do, but Amarang. In at Journey's Head, I think, is closest. I could be wrong. I forget where the entrance to the empty is. Right? It's out here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. It's here, right? No. Where's the... Oh shit, you're right. Never mind, I can't check. I have not unlocked the empty. That is the second time I have done this. Anyway, back to Yulmore. I guess Google will have to tell me if it's visible in the empty or not. We'll see the orders restored to the city. For now, go and do not look back. What are you still doing here? To the airship with you! You can thank me later. I don't know what the sky portends, but I do know it can't be good. Please take care and return to us safe and sound. We're gonna leave the twins behind and do Rianjay.
Here we go.
Okay.
something.
The answer is no, it's not in the empty. I have suspicions the arcade came down, but it is you. Oh. Oh yeah, our friends who live here. Haven't got the faintest of what's going on, but you best get moving. Come visit us again. I wonder, do the Spectral Paladins keep my NPC? No, they don't. Thancred's attacking not the Paladin. The Paladin's doing a pretty shitty job of being a tank. Give me a chance to be testing some Talos. Isn't thief the... Aren't rogues and thieves basically synonyms? Also, a thief should not have this much HP. Oh, Reen, don't step on top of me. Reen. Will you learn to call your lovely branch when you're in trouble? That the king themselves should attend. Malekthon? Oh, they're frogs now. Let's keep spamming AoEs. Their name was written as Feo-Ul earlier, but now they're written as Titania. Spectral Ink Mage. Totally not a summoner. Because I'm the only summoner. I'm very special. I'm a very special boy. There is only one summoner and like a handful of other people who learn how to do that. Yeah, I know, but it had listed them as... Lord of the Lakes and Gate is here. No, I know that Titania's their title. I just find it funny that it listed them as Feo-Ul earlier. You'd think they'd use one or the other. Them, the fun. Oh, it's the tree. It's the trees from the boss fight. I didn't know that. That's neat. I mean, he does have long leggies. We good? Oh, there's... The bard was too small. I did not realize it wasn't taken care of yet. Can I target you? Apparently not. Okay. we just not? Can I just not move? Or, yeah. Okay. So if we let the red tethers get to us, they freeze, we aren't able to move. Oh no, we are. Okay. Where do we go? Over here. No. Almost done. There we go. A secret passage to Lakeland. Yo! Are all the roll quest gang here? That is great. Grandson of the Mournful Blade. I don't know who you are. I only hung out with Gyot. Have I canonically hung out with all of you? Maybe. That's neat. Compared to the virtues, this is a relaxing diversion. Yeah, I'm aware there's lore I'm missing from not doing all of the role quests. What I would kill for a drink right now, when this is over, I'll buy you as many as you want. If you do all the role quests, who comes and hangs out with you when you're, like, talking about how Ardbert is currently being, like, piloted around? Is it just always whoever's quest you did first? It adds someone? I see. Good old-fashioned dwarven decking made mightier in exile. Maybe I'll go and check that cutscene in New Game Plus or something. Someday. When I bother doing all of the quests. I need to get to Dawn Trail. I have more pressing matters, so... Yeah, I know. This is a real person somewhere?
Now I've got you.
I shall protect thee.
Near the blue, but not in it. But... okay. Shit. Oh, that's neat. I would choose Gio, probably. I know nothing of the others, but... Wait. Is it... No, you go that way to Lakeland. I was about to go backwards. Yeah, if I had the choice, I would know something of the others. I feel like Yot's the best. Don't need to know anything about the others. Well, Tyrion, I don't care about that. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know what I did wrong in that last bit, but we shall see. Oh shit, I must friend. You have to stack with the rocks. But I was the only one who could move. And the rocks also had... Ah, fuck. My brain did not process that he was looking at me. And the rocks also had stacks on them. So, like... Would that not just hit me with double stack damage? I thought you don't stack the stacks. Oh, they're already in the rock. I get it. Okay. They were conveniently where the rocks had already fallen. Okay. Duh. Did not see that he was looking my direction. together. We're fine. Yes. Alice is not here. I can limit break. Indeed, the Exarch's magic. Quite a detour. Dare I say we've seen the last of them? No further to go. Many thanks to those who came to our aid.
I think that's the last of them.
Apparently even they have limits. Nevertheless, we should remain vigilant.
Eorzea, something occurred to me while we were fighting. These enemies.
Are heroes hailing from other shards, summoned hither to deliver this world from its doom. Scant moments after the star shower did they appear, as yet more souls were inspired to walk the hero's path, no doubt. Thus did hopes for salvation of realms near and far resonate and converge, lending still greater strength unto our adversary.
So that's Elidibus's game. But first things first. If the rings are the same as the Exarchs, then we need to ask him how that's possible.
The Crystarium is close. Let us press on.
They come.
So near and yet so far.
In the chaos of conflict, one can always find an opening to exploit.
Whoever taught you that is a wise man indeed, and good with a gunblade. But yes, I dare say we can create an opening wide enough for at least one of us to slip through. That being you, of course, though others are welcome to follow in your wake. Reen and I will keep our guests occupied.
Brave and selfless as ever. Yet the two of you may struggle to fool our foes, etherically sensitive as they are. Had you a comrade who could use destructive magics to wreak havoc upon the ambient ether, on the other hand?
Very well. I too shall assist in the diversionary effort.
Oh, not this old dance again. Yes, obviously I'll stay and fight. Alphino, I'm about to do a great many stupid and reckless things. Watch my back, would you?
And there you have it. Take care of yourself, my friend.
You don't have enough lives for this.
Rest assured, I have no intention of expending any of mine this day.
Good. You do it frequently. I just realized today we also added one to the Y'shtola death counter.
Finished? Then let's begin.
A short while earlier in the ocular.
Tis done.
Oh, let me see, let me see! Oh, yes! Your memories are preserved safely within. We've done it at last!
I have inspected the other vessels. They are all ready to receive of our friends' memories.
Oh, excellent, excellent! I shall have my familiars bear word to them at once!
Who let this man in here?
Elidibus.
It was not until I observed the battle between Emetzelk and the Warrior of Darkness that I realized what I must do. I will summon heroes from other worlds unto the first, just as you did. Their presence shall serve to empower me, granting me the strength to crush my enemy.
Though it pains me to disappoint you, I feel compelled to explain that the magic in question requires no small amount of preparation.
Ah, but you assume I require my champions to be summoned in their entirety. I do not. Their souls needn't even be whole. My purpose requires no more than their burning desire to vanquish evil. This I shall sear upon the ether, raising thereby an army of phantom heroes to whom I shall whisper, as I have to so many over the ages. Here lies darkness. It must be destroyed.
And you expect me to cooperate?
I do not require your cooperation. Your death will suffice. The magic I shall have from your corpse.
Go, Lucas!
What? Oh yeah.
We must flee!
But what is this?
Aww.
My friend, how did you... No matter, Elidibus. He took us unawares.
Okay, it's still alive?
It was all we could do. To raise a ward to hinder his steps. And so we fled. But he took it. The vessel with the Exarch's memories.
Catboy is evolving into Jolly Ranchers.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
The vessel bears not only my memories, but my blood. The blood of Allegan royalty, granting him the means to control the tower. With it, he has performed I know not how many summonings, calling forth heroes from across the rift. And, as you can see, the burden upon the tower is beginning to tell.
Leave him to me.
No, I won't let you go alone. Not this time. Elidibus has exploited the people's nobility, twisted their purest intentions for terrible ends. And I cannot let it stand. As Exarch, it is my duty to protect them, to defend their hopes and dreams.
Oh, we're playing Undertale now.
So I am going to the Crystal Tower, with or without your blessing. Though, I would rather it were with.
Is Becklo just dead?
Thank you.
I joined you, but I would only be a burden. Better that I remain here with my gremlins.
I shall send help. Stay strong, my friend, and take heart. By binding Elidibus within the tower, we have done more than simply delay him. Much like our adversary, I am not wont to show my hand prematurely, but the time has come to bring my strongest card to bear. To the tower!
The Crystal Tower, but again, now accessible. Okay, nope, never mind. I need to hop off and do some D&D stuff. So, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm probably not going to raid anybody, actually, and just hop off here. No, look, how many dungeons in this game are just, oops, the Crystal Tower's got some bullshit going on in it, we gotta go stop that. I will see you guys next time. Maybe later tonight. Until then, adios.